Hi everybody and welcome to the Open eCry midweek market commentary for the 24th of April. My name is Simon Clark from Trade with Precision and I'll be discussing the markets that are moving and of key interest right now. Now the first market I'm going to take a look at today here is Great British Pound against the Japanese Yen. Now this market's really trending very nicely on multiple time frames, and I think there's going to be some nice trading opportunities as this trend continues. So let me just show you here what I'm looking at. Here on the monthly chart, we can see that certainly for the past quite a few months here, going right back into last year, this market's been in a lovely upward direction. Nice upward momentum here. Moving averages starting to fan out, just coming round into the right sort of order, but we have got lovely convergence here on the indicators. If we come down here to the weekly chart, and what I'll do is I'll just drag this open a bit so you can see this a bit more detail. If we take a look here on the weekly chart, we can see this lovely price action in a bit more detail. And if I just start to mark a couple of levels in here which are of interesting levels on this chart. First of all, we're marking the 140 level, and we can see that as price has pulled up, price has come back and it's tested this 140 level a number of times. It's come back, sort of tested it here, eventually pulled back. We go a little bit away from the moving averages here, pulled back in, again found support at this 140 level, pulled away, came back again and tested it again here before moving on. In fact, we've actually got another sort of level just up here that we can sort of mark in as well. If we just around the tops of these candles here, and also at the bottom of this wick here that's been retested. So this is around the 146.5 area. And if I mark those two levels in, you can just see how price has come up. It's tested these levels, it's come up and it's retesting this level again. So it's testing these levels as support and resistance as price is moving on. Lovely nice big candles here on the weekly, showing there's lots of momentum behind this market, and we've got lovely convergence here on the indicators too. Now if we come down to the weekly chart here, we can just see this price action in a bit more detail. So we can see how it's pulled back into the moving averages, back into the buy zone. We've got all the moving averages in the right order, all fanning very nicely. And as it's come back into that buy zone, it's finding momentum and the trend is continuing. In fact, this is what sort of happened, right the way back here through time. Lovely convergence on the indicators too. Now what I'm looking for on this market is if we come down to the lower time frames, and I've got here the 240 chart, we can already see that on the higher time frames from the monthly, the weekly and the daily, that we've got lovely strong upward momentum, nice upward trends, a nice sort of convergence there on all of the indicators. If we come down to something like the 240 chart, we can still see, prices sort of pull back. We can see that we've still got now a nice structured trend here. We've got higher lows, we've got higher highs in price, we've got nice convergence here on the indicators too. And if we start to take a look at the moment where current sort of price action is at the moment, we can start to see we've almost got a sort of a flat level forming up here through price, even on the sort of 240 chart, where price has tested this area a number of times. In fact, I could probably sort of move that slightly just above to the highs of, or the closing highs of these candles here, and you can see that price has tested this area numerous times, and at the moment we're just coming back up to it as well. So this is we've almost got a momentum breakout trade setting up here on the 240 chart. Even once this level breaks, what I'll be looking for is trend flow opportunities as price comes back into the moving averages, and we get trend flow opportunities as this trend continues on those higher time frames. Okay, the next market I'm going to take a look at here is euro dollar. Now euro dollar here on the monthly chart has been, you can see I've spoken about euro dollar in the past, and you can see that euro dollar has been trading between a range here of sort of 1.2 level to the 1.5 level for going back for some years now. Within this range, it's we have had some nice trends and some lovely trading opportunities. In the middle of this, we've got a mid-level, the 1.3000 level, which price has tested numerous times here on all the time frames in actual fact, and you can just see how price has respected this level here on the monthly chart. Now, there's been some lovely trading opportunities around this level, and price currently is right at this 1.3000 level. So again, it's a level that I'm keeping a close eye on for trading opportunities. So here on the monthly chart at the moment, price has sort of been in a downtrend from the top of the range down to the bottom. We've now pulled right the way back. We've made a higher high in doing so, and then we've pulled back down again, and at the moment we've tested below the 1.3000 level, and then currently we've come back up, and as I say, we're just sitting right at it at the moment. If we come down to the weekly chart, we can see here on the weekly chart, if I just drag this up a bit so you can see a bit more detail, technically speaking, we've been in an uptrend. We've now sort of pulled down. We've probably broken, if we call this a low here, we've actually sort of made a new lower low, come back up, and maybe at this moment in time we've made a lower high, but now we're sitting, as I say, right at that 1.3000 level. Certainly the here on the weekly chart with the indicators, they're showing that the momentum in the market is weakening to the lower side, and we've had a couple of down weeks at the moment. If we come down to the lower time frames and just take a look here at the daily chart, we can see how price has tested this 1.3000 level quite a few times most recently, and we're just sitting right at it at the moment. In fact, just trying to break above it at the moment. So what I'm looking for is, I'm looking here on these lower time frames, possibly down here on the 240 chart. I've marked in this 1.3000 level. You can see how price has tested it a number of times. In fact, on these lower time frames, we've actually formed a new downtrend, lower highs and lower lows, and we've got moving averages all fanning in the right order. Lovely convergence on the indicators. Now, at this moment in time, I'm just waiting to see what happens and whether price, I want to see a confirmed break either above this 1.3000 level or below it. Certainly at the moment it's looking like the momentum is to the downside, so a nice clear break below this level just looks to me like there's going to be some potential trend flow opportunities as price comes back into the moving averages, which are all fanning in the right order with lovely geometry between them. So that's the sort of trading opportunities that I'm stalking there on euro dollar. Now, the last market I'm going to take a look at here is wheat. And if we take a look here at the monthly chart, we can see that wheat is in a nice clear downtrend. We've got lower highs, lower lows, and at the moment price is sort of coming fairly close by the looks of things on this monthly chart down to these sort of previous lows. But at the moment, as you'll see on the lower time frames, there's actually quite a bit of movement in the price down to these old lows where we are down here. We've got moving averages all fanning in the right order. We've got lovely convergence on the indicators too. On the weekly chart, we can just see this price action a bit more detail. So we can see this lovely trend as price is moving down, and as I say, we've got plenty of movement here on these lower time frames for this price to come down to these old sort of lows down here. Now, at the moment, just take a look here on the weekly chart, how price, once it comes in, it just tests this 10 period moving average, and then it just falls away again, just indicating how weak this price is. Most recently, we're right at that level. So we've tested this 10 period moving average, and now we're just starting a new leg of this downtrend. So now just breaking down and heading back down towards this 650 level. Now, if we come down to the lower time frames and take a look here at the likes of the weekly chart, we can see that we've had a bit of a pullback, and this is just the pullback that we've had here on the weekly chart. Price is rolling over, as is the MACD and the RSI. Moving averages just starting to sort of fan out there as price is starting to move down to the lower side. And I've got a level in there as sort of like first sort of level that I'd be looking for, which is about the 680 level, before we come down to this sort of 650 level that I've marked in there on the weekly chart. If we could take a look at this on the lower time frame, take a look on something like the 240, which is where I see the trading opportunities. We can see that there's a level here. This is 689, where you can see that price has tested this area numerous times. So we've almost got a level there of support and resistance. Price is now rolling over. We've got lower highs and lower lows, moving averages all fanning in the right order, all starting to open up now, and we've got lovely convergence on the indicators agreeing with this current downtrend. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for trading opportunities underneath this 689 level. I think we're going to be looking at possibly trend flow trading opportunities. I expect price to come down, test this level, push back up again, and then before breaking this level, and looking for trading opportunities just underneath this, trading it down to those levels that I've shown you on the higher time frames. So that concludes the midweek market outlook and potential trading opportunities to look out for. I'd like to thank you for watching the Open Equine midweek market commentary and look forward to speaking to you next week. Bye for now.